right, here we go. Time is going. I'm on the air. On the air, I got to get a little thing called on the air. Welcome back to the kitchen table, which, I don't know, I might be changing the name of the kitchen table because I thought I was a genius when I came up with this name, talking about it in the firehouse. I'm like, I'm going to make a podcast called The Kitchen Table. And it's a fucking great thing. But meanwhile, there's 100 kitchen tables. Even Gettin Salty guys were breaking my balls about it. But anyway, thanks for having me. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate the support. But today I'm talking about not overthinking things on the fire ground when it comes to firefighting, because it directly reflects on how you shouldn't overthink things when you're in a mental health crisis, when you're having trouble in life. So when I was on the Gettin Salty podcast last week, those guys have a segment called Old School Tip of the Day. So I was kind of thinking about changing my format a little bit to, very short videos and having just quick tips about life, about firehouse stuff, about fire department stuff. Listen, I'm going to straight up tell you guys, I ain't the fucking greatest fireman in the world. I don't know everything. I certainly don't. No one knows everything, but I thought I was a pretty good fireman. Anyway, I think you shouldn't overthink things, especially as a new guy when it comes to firefighting. You don't have to be a genius to be a fireman. Nobody ever accused a fireman of being a genius, but not overthinking things. It's really basic fundamentals of firefighting is holds true today, even though, yes, fires kind of behave a little bit differently today with all the plastics and polycarbonates and rubber and all sorts of material that we have today. It burns hotter. It burns quicker. Look at these lithium ion batteries that have going on. They burn and the fucking whole apartment's engulfed in flames in about a minute and a half. It's crazy. They burn so hot. The smoke is just jet black now. You can't see nothing right away. Back in the war days, not saying that, those guys went to fires all the time, but a lot of the material was cotton, wool, wood. It didn't burn as hot. The smoke wasn't as jet black as it is now. It didn't burn as quickly as the fires do now. So, yes, firefighting has changed and technology has changed with, the way fire behaves and the materials that we have. But the basic fundamentals of firefighting still hold true. Number one is aggressive interior attack with a hose line. Men or women on a line going through the front door and getting to the seat of that fire and putting water on that fire. Vertical ventilation, taking the bulkhead, taking the skylight, fucking cutting the roof, releasing all those gases and that smoke from the interior. Boom. Horizontal ventilation, taking the windows on the top floor, whatever it is, whatever floor it is. Exposing the fire to truck guys that vent and expose the fire. You got to expose the fire from the inside to put the fire out. Those are basic, and everybody meets in the middle. Put water on that fire. Eventually, the fire goes out. Now, of course, every single fire isn't the same, but those, there's flexibility at each fire, whatever, and you need guys with experience to know when to back out, when to use different materials and stuff like that, or different tactics. But for the most part, the basic fundamentals of firefighting has not changed. Aggressive interior attack, ventilation, meet in the fucking middle, expose the fire and put the fire out. You just need people that have guts, balls, and fucking, just the know-how to go and do it. It's not that hard. Don't overthink it, especially when you come on the job. New guy on the job. If you're a new guy on the job thinking you're going to change things and invent things and fucking, I'm going to invent fucking, a nozzle that fucking opens and closes when it senses heat, you don't even have to touch it. All right, fucking chill out, dude. Learn the basic fundamentals of firefighting, just like in any sport, like baseball. If you know the basic fundamentals, you can't go wrong. Obviously, you get thrown a curveball here and there, and you got to adjust in this and that. And there have been inventions to firefighting that I think are pretty good, that have helped. But there's so many out there now that are just ridiculous. Next thing you know, we're gonna have fucking robots going into buildings and fighting fires for us. It's just ridiculous. Chill out, man. Chill the fuck out. Let the inventions be held to guys that have the experience, that have been there, done that know how fire behaves, especially nowadays. Let them do studies on things. Don't just come out and think that you're going to fucking change the way we fight fires in the future. And everybody's going to be like, oh, that's great. Just chill out. Learn the job. Catch some work as an engine guy. Transfer to the truck. Catch some work as a truck guy. Just gain experience. Don't change the job. And nobody's going to want to hear your shit anyway. They're going to want you to, just learn a job, keep your fucking mouth shut, go to fires, figure it out. Like I said, fire does behave differently these days, and we do need technology in some areas to change with those fires. But for the most part, do an aggressive interior attack. Know when to pull out. There'll be people there that know when to pull out. Ventilation. Vent the fucking fire. Expose the fire. Put water on the fire, put the fire out. There's going to be materials that get to use other shit, but again, those are curveballs that you'll figure out. One of the inventions that I like is we called it the KO curtain. It's a blanket that you cover from the top floor, and it stops the wind-driven fires. So the guys can make an aggressive interior attack and put the fire out from the inside. I like that invention. They did studies on it in high rises all over the place because wind-driven fires are very, very, very difficult to put out with interior attacks. But that KO curtain, if it's done right, it's up for debate of who takes it, what guy takes it up there and when to, whatever. But I think the KO curtain done properly works well so the guys can make the interior attack to put the fire out. What I really didn't like was the floor below nozzle. It's like you put it below and you fucking turn it upside down and you shoot into the window. Like now you're it's an exterior attack. I don't know. I wasn't really a fan of that. We caught a job once at 1077. That's a high-rise fire, and it was on the first floor. The fire was on the first floor, but it was in a high-rise building, so we call it a 1077. And everybody and their mother showed up, and we were designated as the high-rise nozzle. The fire was on the first floor. And we had to take this fucking high-rise nozzle. Like people are fucking overthinking shit now, man. So I walked up to the chief and I had the nozzle. I go, Chief, you want me to go to the second floor and turn it upside down? And he just looked at me like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like he didn't want to hear shit. I was breaking his balls, but he didn't want to hear it. Anyway, the high-rise nozzle. I just saw something, literally today I saw it. It was like a little tank that fucking goes in and puts fire out. I don't fucking know, man. It just... like we're overthinking things now. Like I said, there is technology. There are things that work, but it's gotten ridiculous. Like, I think having drones on fire at fires is good because you could see everything. That's another bird's eye view. But really, it's keeping the fundamentals. Guys are still going in the inside and venting and aggressive interior attack. There is an invention out there that I heard from a captain of mine, or he's a lieutenant, but he got promoted. And we were talking about it. He's like, this guy came up with an app that pops up on the screen, the computer screen in the rig, and it gives you like the rundown. The address comes in and it shows you what the building looks like. And I think it gives you like all the interior stuff. I don't know. It's something like that. It's an app that like shows you the size up of the building. It shows you a picture of the building and some of the hazards in it, I guess, maybe. I don't know and that's an FDNY guy. So I don't know if he listens, maybe the 15 people that listens, maybe he's one of them. But if anybody knows the guy, I heard that app. I don't know anything much about it, but that sounds like a really fucking cool invention. Again, it's just giving you a heads up of what the building looks like. So you have a better idea of how to attack that fire. But still the fundamentals ring true. You still got to go in the front door for the most part, aggressive interior attack. You still got to ventilate horizontally and vertically, and you still got to expose the fire to put it out. Guys with balls is what you need, and a very well-rested fireman. That's what you need. Guys with balls. Women with balls, figuratively, to go in and fucking put water on that fire aggressively and expose that fire aggressively and ventilate it aggressively. That's what you need. It's a dangerous job. It's a dangerous job. It always has been, and it's always going to be. Stop overthinking it. Shit happens. It's a really dangerous job. Of course, we don't want anybody to get hurt or, God forbid, die. We want everybody to go home, but it is a dangerous job. That's why we do this. That's why they call firefighters brave. It's fucking dangerous because the best way to put a fire out is an aggressive interior attack, expose it, put water on it. When life throws you a curveball, you got to pull out. Just like life, just like mentality, just like when you're depressed. Keep your process. Don't overthink it. Trust that process. Keep moving forward. Keep going aggressively forward. Don't overthink all the things you got going on in your life. And you'll get better. You'll get to the other side. All right? Thanks, everybody. Remember, it must be true if you heard it at the kitchen table.